Balance on the kit is very important, and I don't mean balancing on your throne, I mean balance between the limbs. And you can destroy a feel or a groove very, very fast by having the wrong volume on the wrong limb. Let me give you a few examples. In swing music, what do you think the two most important limbs are? Well, they're ride cymbal and, of course, the hi-hat. So when you're playing a good, effective jazz beat, these two sounds have to be dominant. Oftentimes, though, what happens is players play the bass drum and the snare drum too loud. So let me play a jazz beat with the wrong balance, and then I'll clean it up for you. A 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, it's hard to play that way, but there's a lot of weird things going on. My ride cymbal was too close to the edge, so it was overplaying the ride cymbal. My snare drum was too loud and too busy, and my bass drum was just overpowering. So let me clean that up. I'll move up the cymbal a little bit. I'll get a nice cymbal stroke, clean hi-hat, utilize my cross stick, back off on the bass drum. A 1, 2, 3. In that example, I did some different kinds of jazz drumming. I had 4 on the floor, but I did it softly. I had some interplay. At the end there was kind of an Elvin Jones-ish approach with some wide open triplets. But the main thing is that you have to keep the balance. Ride cymbal focus, hi-hat. Let's talk about rock now. In rock music, it's almost just the opposite. In rock, if your hand is too loud and your hi-hat is too loud, then it's going to overpower what they really need, which is 2 and 4, and then the bass drum on 1 and 3. The main focus in rock has to be that. If this is played tentatively, then nobody's going to be able to jump on and you know, play along with that beat. Here's kind of a tentative rock sound or rock feel with kind of wrong balance. A 1, 2, 3, 4. Obviously that hi-hat's irritating, to say the least, and the snare drum wasn't played with much conviction. So let's change the balance a little bit. A 1, 2. Okay, for that, I was utilizing some rim to really make those backbeats penetrate. A lot of players that I see, they don't really utilize that, and they get a very thin, weak snare drum sound. Not going to cut it. Also, the hi-hat, you know, in contrast to the bossa where I was playing with the bead, now I can play a little bit with the shoulder and get a more meaty sound. Let's talk about Latin music. Latin music is a lot like the jazz sound. Our bass drum can't be too heavy. Our ride cymbal is really what carries this groove. But we do have to have the cross stick, and it has to sound full-bodied, and it can't sound tentative. So here's a bad bossa. Too much bass drum, too heavy hi-hat, thin cross stick. Let me try to remember all those. 1, 2, 3. Not good. So now I'm going to try to soften up the bass drum, lighten up on the hi-hat, get a better cross stick sound. 1, 2, 3. To summarize, the only way these styles are going to become authentic is by listening. You have to listen to authentic Brazilian music and Afro-Cuban music and good funk music and rock and roll and jazz music and all the different European kind of jazz and big band music and Dixieland music. And with each one of those listenings, you'll come up with the sounds that are appropriate for those styles. Not only the sounds, but the balance between the kit. So important. And listening is the key, really, to understanding our whole world of music.